Hello, I'm ABX Toycat, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to note about 5 alternate uses for the Wither Skeleton Skull in Minecraft. That's right, this is an item everybody knows about its primary function, which is placing it like so, and making the Wither boss, which is the most deadly mob in the game, but it actually has a bunch more, constructive uses that I figured would be worth sharing in today's video, so that's what I'm going to do. So I'd very much appreciate a like on the video if you do like it, because it helps out the channel a lot, and lets me want to see more secret uses videos like this. But let's get straight into the video, shall we? So let's start with use number 1, which you probably already know, but if you don't, it is really cool because you can actually use the Wither Skeleton Skull as a piece of headgear. So if I put it on my head like so, then boom, I'm a cat, but with a Wither Skeleton Skull on. So obviously with the cat, it doesn't clip too well with the skin, but with a lot of skins, the Wither Skeleton Skull actually works as like an alternate version of the skin. So if you take, for instance, the Robin here, and then you put it on there, then boom, we're a Robin with a Wither Skeleton Skull on. And you can basically do this with most skins and make alternate versions of the skin by using the mob head. And because this is the only one obtainable in survival, this means that, if you, as long as you're willing to kill the Wither Skeletons, you can be, this version of skin in survival all the times. And I think that's pretty awesome that it basically doubles your collection of skins. And yeah, if you want to be this cool version of any skin, you can totally do that. So that's the first use of the Wither Skeleton Skull. And the cool thing is it actually has an ultimate function because as of the next update, 1.9 for the PC, basically having a skull on your head of the respective mob will make that mob be able to see you from less distance. So let's say the creeper can see you from 16 blocks away right now. If you wear a creeper head, it can only see you away from 8 blocks away, which means if you have a Wither Skeleton Skull on, as of the next update, 1.9 for the PC, you'll actually be able to put the Wither Skeleton Skull on, and it will mean the Wither Skeletons only see you from half the distance they normally do. So basically it gives you protection against Wither Skeleton Skulls, and it means you can get more skulls using your existing skull, if that makes sense, and I think that's quite cool. So yeah, that is the first use of it. You can use it as a piece of headgear that also kind of functions as a deterrent to the mob. I mean, even right now you could be like, oh, well, they're going to be pretty scared of a cat that's actually a Wither Skeleton, and yeah, you can do that cool stuff. So that's the first secret use for the Wither Skeleton Skull. The second one is actually using it as a pretty cool decoration. So the thing about the Wither Skeleton Skull and all the mob head skulls is the fact that they basically have this very bizarre function in that they don't take up a full block, and they don't even take up like half a block. They take up like the middle portion of a block, and it gives you this really bizarre effect where you can use it for texturing. So if you use it on the indented part of a block, you can make this see like so, or the way I prefer is if you use it outdenting, you can give blocks this really cool texture that you can't otherwise do because everything's a block or a half slab in Minecraft except the skulls, which again they can use this cool tiny texturing thing. You can use it like so over here and make this kind of cool, it basically can make stuff look cooler, but also even if you don't believe this looks amazingly better, it's also just a way of showing off how many Wither Skeletons you've killed. It's like having diamond blocks for miners but for people who like killing stuff, because every one of these shows you've killed on average 40 Wither Skeletons. So even here this is roughly like 1,000 Wither Skeleton kills, and that's a really amazing thing to show off. It shows people, yeah, this guy kills a lot of stuff, so maybe we watch out for him. So yeah, the Wither Skeleton Skull is an awesome decoration, not only because it gives this really awesome texture that you can't otherwise get, but also because it shows off, that you've killed a bunch of Wither Skeletons, which are two things you probably want to do. So yeah, speaking of the fact that it has a very bizarre, like texture space and size, basically it's a very bizarre size that can be used to make, like a floor or to make an entire house. And this, this is one of my most terrible house ideas, and you shouldn't use it as your entire house. But if you want to make like a defense from something, you can do some really awesome stuff with this, because the thing about the Wither Skeletons is if you skulls, if you place them really close to each other, they give you the most space in between blocks that don't allow you to fall. So I should be really close to falling, but I'm just, there's just a few pixels in it before I would actually fall, and it means you can have this really bizarre house where you can actually, half the house isn't solid and half it can be shot through. And this is really awesome for a bunch of reasons. One, it means you can ender pearl straight through the house, so people can't ender pearl straight in there unless they're being really careful. And two, it means you can actually fire from the inside of your house to the outside, even though mobs count it as a solid block and they can't get inside. It's pretty cool like that, and I think, this is a very bizarre use for it, and again, it takes a lot of them, so you need to kill a lot, but I think it's pretty cool, because the closest block you have to it otherwise is like the cobblestone walls like this, and you can see they've got all the things in between, whereas with the Wither Skeleton Skulls, none of that, but all of the benefits. So yeah, they're pretty awesome in this way. They can make a really bizarre kind of texturing floor, and if you want to make a very unique floor to your house, you could just put loads of Wither Skeleton Skulls there and float above the abyss, or have a bunch of Wither Skeleton Skulls above lava, because, if you look here, you feel like you should fall through, even though you can't. So if we just hop in the house, which I'm having problems with, you feel like you should be able to fall through, even though you can't. Having lava below this would be a really cool, intense house, and I think that would be pretty cool. So yeah, Wither Skeleton Skulls can be used in a bunch of, ways when it comes to house building, but I think the biggest use is the fact that you can just make stuff go through there, like with arrows, like with ender pearls, and that's pretty nice. So yeah, the house that's only half a house is, or the floor that's only half a floor, pretty interesting way to use them in my opinion. So Next up, use number 4 here is going to be using them for statues. And you might think, okay, then why do you need them for statues? So for the same purpose as, the thing where they show just how many wither skeletons you've killed, this is really awesome in my opinion because of the fact that it shows off, one, you've killed a bunch of wither skeletons, and two, it's like, look at my wither trophy. This is kind of like, if you try to make a regular wither trophy by like placing the, the 4 blocks like that, you can end up with a bad time and a wither skeleton in your house. If you place one like this, then it looks, it shows off the same message. It shows off that you've kind of conquered it, and it's pretty cool like that. You can also make a wither skeleton statue. Obviously, this looks so convincing to me. I can't even tell it's not a wither skeleton. So maybe make it a little bit, worse than this one, so you can actually tell the difference. But yeah, basically you can make statues of these skeletons, and because it's the only skull you can make, even if you're making like a Steve statue, this is the closest thing you can get to a real head on something. And whether it's a wither skeleton, a wither, or just any other mob you want to make, I think the best way to make a statue in survival is to use one of these skulls or these heads. So yeah, that's that right there. And let's move on to the final use, which is a really, really bizarre and kind of cool one if you ask me, because basically the wither skeleton skull, again, because it's only part of the block, can be used to make some really interesting parkour. Not only because if you do stuff like place one on the corner, place one there, you get a really, really challenging jump that you have to kind of do just right, because you have to go round the corner at just the right thing. Because if you have a full block there, it's easy, but if you do it like that, it's really challenging. It's really cool to make parkour like that, but it's also cool to make, mob-proof entrances to your house that don't require much effort. So if this was solid blocks, it'd be just as easy to climb because you can't actually fall down. You just go forwards and jump up. But mobs, we'll show zombie, for example. So if we turn the thing to night, and then we get a zombie to follow us, mobs do not think that same way, and they have a lot more problems. So if we place a zombie and he tries to follow us, he can follow us over this block right here. He can climb on it if he needed to. I'm sure he would if he actually had to. I guess, okay, let's show him over here, just in case you're not familiar with the very basic zombie behavior. As you'll see, he'll actually climb on top of here to get to me. You see that? He can climb a full block. But if he needs to climb a wither skeleton skull, for some reason, I'm not sure what part of their ride is buggy with this, they just cannot climb it. You see that? Even though it's it's slightly lower than a full block, they still can't properly climb it, and it means that means I can stay up here and be like, yeah, that's pretty nice. So if you want to have a mob-proof entrance to your base, a really easy way, rather than using like weird jumps, is you can just make a staircase out of wither skeleton skulls, and no mob can climb them, which is bizarre, but it's pretty beneficial because look at the zombie. Just can't do anything about me. Want to hit me? You want to hit me? You can't hit me. So yeah, thank you all for watching this video. I hope you did all enjoy it. If you did like it, I'd very much appreciate a like on the video if you did like it. Share it if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here. I make videos like this every single day on my channel, and if subscribed, you'll see them daily on your homepage. Thank you all for watching. Have a nice day, and I'll see you all in the next video. That rainbow beacon looks really nice at night, doesn't it? But yeah, thank you for watching, and let me know in the comments down below which is your favorite alternate use, and goodbye.